Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to Jill's Journal. I'm recording this on Sunday, July 17th, and I am all comfy in my pink fluffy robe after having a shower. Dustin and I were just on the boat with my parents today, and if you are watching my Instagram stories at your Coach Jill, you would have seen it. We were hanging out with the doggies and hanging out with my parents, and we had burgers, and I just love going on the boat. I love summer, y'all. Like I wish that summer was longer, but in Canada, in southern Ontario, our summer is like 4 to 5 months, and then it starts to get a little bit cooler again. Honestly, I could just do without the really long, cold winters. Snow is okay up until Christmas, and then it can fuck off. So my goal is to always like take at least a couple hot vacations, which we can start doing now because COVID has kind of like subsided a little bit. We can get back to traveling, all that stuff, still taking the extra precautions and everything like that. But I'm really excited because we're hopefully going to Mexico if the stars align. There's just been like some shitty shit happening with like airlines and stuff. And I actually am going to Raleigh for my coach's event. So she's holding an event, and not only am I going to the event as a guest, but she's also holding like a retreat for the mastermind girls as well. So we're going to be doing that on the Sunday, and her event is on the Saturday. And that's in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I have flights with Air Canada, and I'm really nervous because Air Canada has been getting shit on in the media because they're just like canceling flights and all that stuff. So I'm crossing my fingers, praying to God that everything is fine once I could go on that trip. It's in October, so I have lots of time. And then hopefully Dustin and I can get to Mexico if he can get the time off work. And yeah, just living the summer life. We also went kayaking on Saturday. My grandparents live on the lake, and my cousins have these really nice kayaks that they barely ever use. So we always use them. So we took them out on the kayak. We took out the kayaks onto the lake, and we had lunch. It was a cute little date that me and Dustin went on. And then we went to the drive-in that night too. We came home, and guys, I have been writing my YA novel, which is my young adult novel. And first of all, I just want to say, one, it's really fun. And I can't write it fast enough because I just have so many ideas about scenes and stuff like that. But it is fucking hard writing a fiction book because, first of all, you have to remember all of the details. You have to remember all the details, all the like intricacies in the relationships and the conversations and stuff like that. And I have ADHD. And a part of it is that like I hate rereading stuff that I do. I just like to like do it and forget about it, which can be an issue. A lot of the time it was a huge issue in school too, because like I would do it and I would like it would literally be so painful for me to go back and like edit my work, which didn't work out in my favor a lot of times, but a lot of times it did. And with my book, it's the same thing. It's like, fuck, I don't want to have to read this over and over and over again, but I need to know what I wrote so I have it for continuity purposes when I'm continuing the book, right? So anyways, I'm writing my young adult novel, and I'm absolutely loving it. I'll give you guys a little tidbit. It is a romance, and it is about a girl named Jen, with a G because her name is Genevieve. And she goes to this beach town to work for the summer, and she meets a boy. And I just love writing it. It's so fun. So I am writing a young adult novel, and I'm doing that as part of my productive rest. And if you don't have an activity for productive rest, I really suggest that you get one, because when you're not working on your business, it can be really difficult to like rest in between and actually feel rested. Like I'll have naps, or I'll watch Netflix, or I'll take a bath, or do whatever. But like if I can't do like an activity outside of the house, especially during like the winter time, I need something that I still am utilizing my brain, but I'm also doing something that's fun. So for me, that's writing, right? Like I love writing in my journal, and now I love writing fiction or writing my book, you know what I mean? So for me, that is productive rest. And what else? I am in the midst of the From Imposter to Empowered program launch, and if you don't know what that is, it's my 16-week group program to help you overcome the mindset blocks and the imposter syndrome that is stopping you from attracting and signing soulmate coaching clients. And the launch is going so good. I'm feeling so inspired, and it's been so fun. I've been doing all the things that I want to do with my time and showing up when I want to and sharing about it. And you guys know I was talking about this a couple of weeks ago, how like I haven't actually launched in so long. So it's always scary launching. It always just like brings out your limiting beliefs in like such a crazy way. It's actually a really great time to like dig down and see what you're really thinking is when you're launching, is during a launch period. It's like, ooh, if you want to know what beliefs are still like working in the background, do a motherfucking launch. But the launch is going so good. I'm so excited to serve these women. And if you are a coach who you just want to attract and sign these soulmate clients, whether you are a new coach and you haven't signed anybody, or whether you are a coach that you have signed clients before but it's not consistent, and you just know that there is work to do, you know that you have limiting beliefs and you're comparing yourself, and there's a lot of self-doubt, and you feel like a fraud, you don't feel good enough, and you don't feel confident when you show up and sell, From Imposter to Empowered is for you. We're going to be doing the NLP, we're going to be doing the mindset work, we're going to be doing the breath work. It's going to be so good, y'all. So go to the link in my show notes and get your ass in, get your application in. And if I approve it, just kidding, I will probably approve it because we have amazing people in this community. So get your butt over to the application, send in one. You have 1 week. The doors close in 1 week today. All right? From Imposter to Empowered is going to change your life. And something that I actually wanted to talk about today was embodiment, because embodiment is the antidote to imposter syndrome. And what do I mean by that? I mean that when you are thinking to yourself, I'm not good enough, I'm a fraud, specifically pertaining to your niche or to your business, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There may be some misalignment there, but this is where a lot of people stop. A lot of people stop here because they're like, fuck, I really am a fraud. And let me just tell you, there is no fraud in the world that is so consumed with the fact that they're a fraud, okay? There is no person in the world who is like, fuck yeah, I am a fraud and I'm gonna like fuck these people up. You know what I mean? Like, what I mean by that is like the people who are actually frauding people, they're not concerned about being a fraud. They're just out there scamming people and being a piece of shit, right? But like the very fact that you care about helping people and that you are like kind of afraid to like go full in on yourself and your services and to say like out loud, hey, like this is what I do, this is how I can help you, and to like really drive the point home that like you can help somebody change their life. If that scares you to do, if you feel like I shouldn't say that, I shouldn't do that, it is coming from a very organic and loving place. It is coming from a place of I want to do right by people. And I just need you to know that like every person that I've ever fucking worked with has been a wonderful, lovely human that cares about other people. Of course you want to make money. Of course you probably have this fear, oh, I'm just in it to make a dollar and all this stuff, but like you're a good person. I need you to remember that. It's like you are a good human, and the very fact that you want to be a coach, that you want to be a service provider, you want to be of service to people, okay? Like you want to be of service to people. And the reason why you're not being of service to people and why you're holding yourself back is because you're afraid that you actually can't be of service to them. That you're going to say all of these things like, I can help you change your life and we're going to do this and this. And it's going to like, you're afraid that if you say all of those things, you're not going to be able to deliver. And first of all, if this is you, from imposter to empowered is your antidote. Like that is going to be like the kryptonite to your imposter syndrome. Is that right? I hope I got that right. I hope that I got that fucking terminology right. But it is going to completely break open your imposter syndrome. And you're going to feel so confident pitching your services by the end of our... You are going to feel so confident selling your services even a week into doing the From Imposter to Empowered program. But the other part of this is because you are going to fully embody your own result and you are going to fully believe in the result that you can provide for people. Because like I said, there may be some misalignment with the fact that you are saying, I can help you change your life, or you're thinking like, this is how I would speak to somebody in order to attract and sign a client. Whereas, are you actually doing that, or are you actually an embodiment of the work that you do? So if you are saying things like, let's say you are a business coach and you're saying, if you want to enjoy your weekend and take time off and spend time with your family, but you're on your phone scrolling constantly all weekend, stressed out on your Instagram stories, posting, right? If you are doing that, then of course, because you're a good person and because you have a lovely brain that wants to keep you safe, you are going to feel misaligned, right? Or if you are a mindset coach and you are like, listen, like journaling is going to change your life, these techniques are going to change your life, blah, 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 but you yourself are not leaving any time for your fucking mindset routine and you are thinking to yourself, journaling doesn't work, of course you are going to feel like a fraud. Or if you're going to say, let's say again, let's say you're a health coach and you talk about using a certain kind of health tool. I don't fucking know. You are using some kind of health tool, right? And you've never used it for yourself, or you don't actually know the benefits of this tool, right? Like, I really want you to be honest with yourself, and are you in complete alignment with the services that you offer? Now, you don't have to have done exactly what you coach on, but why wouldn't you want to try? Or why wouldn't you want to immerse yourself in your own work? Because the thing is that when you are so behind the work that you do, it is easy as fuck to sell. So I'll tell you a little story. When I started doing neuro-linguistic programming, it was really hard for me to sell in the beginning, even after I was certified. You want to know why? Because I hadn't done any of the techniques on myself outside of the certification. And I always talk about this with you guys, but I was very skeptical of anything related to mindset. I know, ironic. I was a mindset coach. I am a mindset coach. But I was very skeptical to a lot of it. I grew up with a very judgmental, critical, masculine family that, like, it was way more about the doing and about results and about, like, tangible things, that coming into the world of mindset and manifestation and journaling and belief work and all this stuff, I was like, no, you have to do to make things happen, right? And you do, but the mindset is like the biggest part of it all. So when I got certified in NLP and I would try to sell my single sessions, it was like next to impossible because I didn't actually believe in the tools. Like, I was like, I don't know if these things even work. So of course, when I was to show up and try and sell the single sessions, I couldn't sell any of them because I was like, yeah, like these tools are really cool and like they're really good, like they'll change your life, but like I didn't actually believe it. And then I actually started working with a coach who was in the same cohort as me, and she did techniques on me, and I had such a profound release in several different areas, and I was like, holy fuck. And the first week that her and I started working together, and then after I had our first couple of sessions where she used the tools on me and they were like actually so powerful, I was like, holy shit. Like, I get it. I get it now. I'm on the train. And my single sessions sold so motherfucking fast. They sold so fast after that, because when you are an embodiment of your result, and somebody asked me today, how do I forget how they said it. How do I get clients even when, oh my God. Should I look at my phone? I should. I don't want to butcher it. It was like, how do I get clients and if I don't have client testimonials? Let me read it. Oh, I'm a new coach with a new niche and don't have any client testimonials. How can I sell my services? And I said to them, I sold out my first launch in 2019 without client testimonials. You tell your story. You talk about your own results. You focus on everything about the program and why it's amazing. Not having testimonials yet doesn't mean anything. You are still a walking embodiment of what you do, and that is more than enough. Client testimonials are just a bonus, but you can't get them until you go all in on yourself and have belief before seeing the evidence. If you are a longtime listener, you've heard me talk about Santa Claus before, and how in coaching, it is the same thing as fucking Santa Claus. It is believing is the seeing. So you have to believe first. You have to go first when you own a coaching business. And that means that you really have to believe in yourself and the services that you provide before you actually see any results, because the belief is what's going to create the results in your business. And when you are an embodiment of your result, and I'm not saying you have to do everything, right? But you really have to believe in what you're doing. And if you are lacking that, I really need you to ask yourself, the services in which I offer, ask yourself this right now, the services in which I offer or are choosing to offer as a coach, do I believe in their power? Do I think that they will change somebody's life? Do I believe that the tools that I use are impactful? Do I think that this work is important and necessary to the soulmate client that I am talking to? And if any of those answers are no, you need to explore why. And again, this isn't to shame you. This isn't to be like, oh, you're not doing everything that you help your potential soulmate clients with. Like, how dare you? Again, we look at everything with curiosity and love and compassion. And just because you feel like a fraud, it just means something is out of alignment, and you just have to get yourself back into alignment. It's like clicking a child seat into place. Like, have you ever been putting a car seat into the car? I don't have kids, but I have friends who have kids. Have you ever been trying to put it into place and you're wrestling with it, you're trying to shove it in, and then it goes click, and it clicks in, and you're like, oh, nice, it's in, right? That's how I feel about this work. I feel like once you're in alignment, the words have meaning. The words have power. They don't feel empty. You show up and you say something and you really believe it and you really feel confident in it because you've embodied it. You've embodied that result and you truly believe that you can help somebody who is wanting to be helped. And this little tidbit at the end here, I'm going to say this, is that a lot of you guys are talking to people who you think don't want it, right? And don't get me wrong, I used to do this all the time. I used to tell myself, nobody wants mindset work. Nobody wants to overcome imposter syndrome. And then you can obviously tell that it was really hard for me to sell because I was thinking to myself the entire time that I was showing up and trying to sell, this isn't working, nobody wants this. So of course you're going to change how you talk and how you show up if you're convinced that everybody who's looking at you doesn't want your services, right? And these are all the shifts that we make in the From Imposter to Empowered program, right? Like, we get really clear on who your soulmate client is. I have developed the soulmate client blueprint, which is you're going to get like access to it ASAP when you join the program. It is one of the many resources inside of the program where you will be so clear on who you're talking to that it's going to be impossible to not come up with loads and loads of content all the time, because that clarity alone will change your life. And we help you actually believe in what you're offering instead of just being like, yep, here's your niche, here's your thing, yep, just show up and sell that, right? We actually help you believe in it, because there's a lot of business coaches and there's a lot of programs and Instagram courses that are like, yep, get so clear on your ideal client and your offer and all that stuff, but they don't actually help you believe in yourself. They don't actually help you believe that you can deliver that result, right? And that is the difference with From Imposter to Empowered, is like, you're secretly thinking to yourself, like, am I good enough? Anytime you buy an Instagram course or anytime somebody gives you a strategy, right? You're thinking, is this going to work? Am I good enough? And the From Imposter to Empowered program helps you feel good enough, helps you answer that question. Yes, you are good enough. You just need the right strategy and you need belief in yourself and your services. And that is what we do in From Imposter to Empowered. I'm so proud of this program. I love it so much, and you only have a week to jump in. So get in there, and our calls start on August 25th, but the doors to application close next Thursday, July 28th. So get your butt in there, go to the link in my show notes and apply. I love you guys. It's only been, this has already been 20 minutes, 22 minutes of me shooting off my gob, as my grandma would say. But I love you guys, and I hope that you had a beautiful summer weekend, unless you're in Australia, because I know now that in Australia it's winter, unless you're on that side of the world. But I love you. Again, I hope you had a great weekend, and I hope that you are going to consider applying to From Imposter to Empowered so you can overcome the mindset blocks and the imposter syndrome that is keeping you from signing soulmate clients and having the motherfucking coaching business of your dreams. All right? Again, love y'all. Talk to you next week.